Cancerians, this is your weekly tarot card reading for Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. We're going to start off with some astrology, and then we're going to get into the cards, okay? There's always an extended reading, and those links are below. Yeah, I sell an Unbound membership now, and I hope that you can join. There's private sessions with me that are for members only, and there's more content for you to enjoy. Plus, there's full access to all the extended readings. And so my goal, and hold me accountable for this, is 1,000 Unbound members. Let's do it. The links are below. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Cancerian content comes out every single Friday. But there are 11 other zodiac signs for you to enjoy too. All right, guys, let's start with the astrology. Because our neck of the woods, our quadrant, if you will, of the zodiac is pretty free and clear of planets. But somebody that is visiting us in particular, our first house, is Lilith. She is in Cancer. Interesting that the dark moon would be in the moon sign. Now, I have to say this. My moon babies. That's a very powerful energy for us, because if you've ever done any kind of shadow work, you know that it is the most intense healing that anyone can ever go through. And it is, in fact, when you become the most powerful, when you accept your shadow. And she's in beautiful aspect to Jupiter and Neptune, which are in turn in beautiful aspect to the Mars-Venus conjunction. Mars and Venus aren't completely conjunct anymore, but they're still very close together. What does this all mean? Well, what it all means is the parts of ourselves, let's put it this way, let's talk about shame. Let's talk about it just for a second. The things of ourselves, parts of ourselves that we are most ashamed of. Why? Why waste our time making ourselves suffer about shame that we've imposed on ourselves that isn't even necessarily imposed by other people? These assumed realities, not reality itself, but assumed reality that if I behave this way, if I show this part of myself, I will not be loved. And the reality is, it is just not true. And it's a beautiful time right now to take those parts of ourselves that we decide we want to hide and use them to create something beautiful, to express them. And you can find a way to express them. You don't have to be blunt about them. You know, sometimes it's very difficult for us to even understand them. But the fact that they have such a beautiful aspect to Neptune, because Neptune rules healing too, it rules medicine. So ultimately, this is a time to heal those parts of ourselves that we feel are most shameful through imaginative and creative outlets. This is a powerful time, that means, for us to create. And what we create now will be such a complete and true revelation of our character that I honestly don't think there's a more powerful time to be a Cancerian than there is right now with Lilith visiting us. We have so much possibility, capability, as long as we are willing to drop into our shame zone and figure out a way to love it. And a beautiful way to do that is allow yourself to write, record, draw, paint, explore your thoughts. Allow yourself to creatively understand better who you are, and then share those things that you've created with other people. This is a powerful time to create. And the things that we create now will, because we've been courageous enough to be honest, inspire others, which means the productivity rate, the connectivity capabilities of whatever we produce right now are exceptionally high. Because believe it or not, a lot of people feel exactly the same way you do, and you could give them a transformation. You can give them a catharsis just as much as you're giving it to yourself. So let's get into the cards. Let's see what the cards have to say. Cancer. Cancer. Life is a mystery. So something is masked. Something here, something's hidden. Now, just because we hide it from somebody else doesn't mean we're hiding it from ourselves. We could experience and appreciate the truth of it to ourselves. But there is definitely a sense of something is still unknown. Now, this is part of the fear, isn't it? The unknown, the mysteries outside of ourselves, right? Well, the key to making mysteries outside of yourself less frightening are to confront those parts of yourself that you don't want to see. Okay? If you can confront as within, so without, as above, so below, right? So if we can do this internal work, those external things that we can't predict, the variables that we have no control over, become unintimidating. We have life is speeding up. But where is it going? Where is it going? And you're like, Michelle, well, that's why we come to you to tell us where it's going. But that's not really courage, is it? And that's what we need right now. We need to be brave. We need to be bold. And what this card is telling us is, Cancers, get going even though you don't know what's ahead. Even though you're not sure. Trust in your capabilities. Trust in your instincts. Trust in your connectivity to God. To understand and know that as long as you're being led by that God space in your heart, you're being led in the right direction. Okay, so we're being led towards something that is still yet unrevealed to us. Let's see if I can't dig in a little further, because, dude, I want the answers too. Act as if. So blending in. Hiding. Right? Somebody is just blending in, going along with the flow, or maybe giving themselves time to figure out the circumstance. See, I feel like you have somebody in your life right now that maybe you've put the pedal to the metal with, but they're not certain about you, or you're not certain about them. And maybe that means we have to ask ourselves, well, why have we decided to go so quickly? Why have we made so many decisions about them? Maybe what we need now is a bit more time to understand, or let them figure out how they feel. I love you, boogies. Cancer. Cancer. Ah, wait a second. I just got another reading because I read this differently. Act as if has a 14 on it, which adds up to 5, which is the number of change. Okay? Something is falling away. Something that is a mystery or has kept itself secret from you is revealing itself, or those aspects of yourself that you have kept secret or tried to just blend in. The disguise is wearing off. There's a call to dispose of the disguise. Okay. I know this still sounds very esoteric, but we'll get more specific. You see clearly now. You see through the disguise. This is Aquarius energy. This is truth. This is also wisdom, right? Wisdom enough to see what we haven't seen before. What we, I don't know, didn't know how to look for. Didn't even know what to look for. Maybe didn't even know what we were supposed to be seeing. You can see clearly what was hidden from you. Let me just came back in our past, so hold on. Trust the great mystery. I feel like this was unrevealed to you. because in some ways we didn't want to go there. This is coming up, staying on the surface, staying in that shallow water. Sometimes it's just coming up for air. Maybe you needed a break. Maybe you needed air for a little while. But ultimately, there's just this sense of not wanting to go where you needed to go to see what you had to see. Okay, now more specifics, please. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. I had a feeling this was coming out. This is Aries energy. You know what this means? Oh God. Okay. I want to get this right. You know somebody's been faking. You know somebody's been pretending. You know somebody hasn't been absolutely telling you everything that they feel or want from you. You understand it and you know it. You know it psychically, but you've been afraid to believe in it. You've been afraid to believe in it because what it means is one thing. It means that you're going to have to take the action. You're going to have to take the initiative. You're going to have to say something to them. You're going to have to be the one. You're sitting here waiting for a confirmation for them to say to you, I want you, I'm interested in you. When in reality, what has to happen, because this is the, I hate to use this word, but test, if you will. You have to be the one that says, well, I want you. This is what I want from you. This is what I feel you should give to me. I know you've been watching. I know you've been seeing. I know we're connected. And you know why you're scared to say that? Because it sounds freaky, it sounds creepy, but you know what? You're freaky and creepy, and that's what Lilith is trying to teach you. That there are these aspects of yourself that maybe society says you should be ashamed of. You're definitely ashamed of them. But are they real? Are they true? Are they actually a part of you? Do you look on their fucking website every day? Do you try to pretend that you're not looking on their Facebook photos because you're just scrolling through Facebook, but you're really fucking looking at all their photos all the time? I'm not yelling at you for doing it. I'm yelling at you for not owning it. This is a sense of, because when you don't own it, it gets away from you. And I'm not saying you're even doing anything bad or hurtful, except to yourself. Because you're telling yourself that you shouldn't accept these aspects of you, and you're telling yourself that something's wrong with you for doing these things. And in telling yourself that something's wrong with you for doing these things, you're cutting out your opportunity. Because if you owned your whole self and you celebrated your whole self and you stopped being ashamed of what the fuck it was that you really are, then you know what? You'd be surprised how many people would accept you. There's a tribe for every lunatic. Okay? And I'm not even saying you're crazy. But you have said it. You've decided that I can't acknowledge really why I'm doing this or what I'm doing. I can't do it. I won't do it. Because that makes me something that I don't like. Well, guess what? You are something you don't like. Every single person in the world has something they don't like about who they are. But to disregard that something is to disregard a whole part of you that you're now neglecting and malnourishing and dragging behind you like a fucking ball and chain around your neck. So now is the time to drop that ball and chain by dropping that shame and saying, you know what, motherfucker? Yeah, I still want this motherfucker. This is me. This is me. This is 100%. I still want this motherfucker. But instead of just admitting it to yourself, reach out to the motherfucker and be like, I can't stop thinking about you. I really always just, had feelings for you and felt like we could work out so well. And guess what? It doesn't have to be just about romance. That's just the easiest way to represent this situation. Sitting here knowing that you really love to sing And you've always wanted to sing. But ultimately, every time you sing, it doesn't sound like Whitney Houston. So it's just like, no, there's definitely no way. I'm just not good enough. This isn't a reality, so I'm just not gonna. But do you love it? And you still love it. And you love it to the distraction of your day, because you'd rather be singing. You'd rather find ways to make excuses to not do your work, but sneak onto your favorite, like Spotify or whatever, and listen to your favorite music. But you won't admit or understand that music is everything to you. It always has been. It's scarier though, right? Because look, I can make $50 an hour at my day job. That's what I got my bachelor's degree for, so I could work for somebody else. Yay! When all I ever really wanted was to sing. But that is shameful, because then people will look down on me. And I have to face failure. I have to face criticism. I have to face other people telling me I'm not good enough. Because in reality, that's not what matters, is it? What matters is you love to do it. And that's why you have a right to. And it's standing in the power of not being ashamed or feeling ashamed because of those aspects of ourselves that are socially unacceptable. It's standing in that power of finding love for even those parts of ourselves that we may feel if we share them with somebody else, we're going to get rejected. The worst rejection in the world is the rejection of the self. And so you stand in an almighty power right now of unconditional love. And that's God being present. And ultimately, the question is, will you let God in? Will you trust, this is everything that I am. This is all that I am supposed to be. This is my truth. And stand in it openly. And stand in it publicly. And go for it. And open it up to criticism. And open it up to shame. And open it up to ridicule. And open it up to all of those things that could make you doubt it and make you scared and make you feel rejected. You know what you're going to find on the other side? Is that the truth is this. You love it anyway. And it was never about even other people accepting you. It was just about you accepting you. And you're going to be really, really surprised, my lovely, dearest Cancerians, that you will be accepted by the person you want the most. You will be accepted by the opportunity that you want the most. Surrender to the divine. This is your key and this is your source, Cancerians. This is your source. This is your this is your answer. This is it. Believe in God. Whatever God is to you. Believe in God. If you can't believe in you. Believe in the idea of your wholeness and completeness and capacity to be loved for everything that isn't perfect. And why is this important? Because you're going to be the one that needs to come out and say, I want this from you. Be bold and be fearless and bold. Be bold and make the first move. Be bold, be fearless and bold. As if nothing about you could shame you. And come straight out and look somebody in the eye and say, you know, I really wanted you. I just think you're so attractive. It's been on your mind for the past year, 2 years. Get up, stand up, go karaoke and belt out your song. It's been on your mind. It's what you wanted to do. And how much love is out there for you when you show those aspects of yourself that you decided were unlovable, when in reality they're the most lovable and the most endearing. And when you reveal those things to people, that's what they connect with the most. And now you have real connection and people who really accept you. You've got good friends. You've got your tribe. You've got a real, true, honest lover. Interesting. Very interesting, my loves. Very interesting. And I'm telling you this, why is this message coming to you now? Because you have the courage to actually do it this time. You are going to come out and just be something that you have deemed selfish, something that you have deemed crazy, something that you have deemed embarrassing. Look at this. Recognition and reward. You have been completely and totally denied recognition and reward. You've been completely denied it in the past. And then we have transformation and rest and rejuvenate. There was a stillness to our life. There was a stillness to our lives. Maybe a self-actualization period. Right? Maybe a period of we needed to get away, break away. If there was a period in your life recently where you moved or you changed your routine or you did something dramatically different, it's because you were gearing up to put yourself in a position that would allow you to reveal those wings that you've hidden this whole time. Mental conflict is here. And isn't that honest? So how do we defeat the mental conflict? How do we defeat it? How do we defeat this aspect in our head that's still trying to keep us safe? It's still trying to protect us. It's still trying to keep us where we know the outcome. Let's go into tarot. I'll see you guys over there.